There have been a few rogue archaeologists who decided to make an Egyptian-style human mummy in modern times. It was quite a controversial project. It took place in the 1990s in Baltimore with two people. One was an anatomist and one was an Egyptologist. Even though they got a lot of pushback from other archaeologists, from bioethicists, people like that, they said this was a very important problem and they wanted to go forward to answer some of these mysteries. So someone had donated their body to science and they decided to use it to make this mummy. And the person I talked to for the book, Bob Breyer, actually went over to Egypt and he dug out the mineral that they were going to use as a drying agent in the body. So he was very committed to authenticity here. He also had a series of stone tools made, some from obsidian or other stones, some from copper. And they actually used that on the body to open it up. They had to open up a little hole to get the organs out, to dry those out. And then once they had the organs out, they had to wash the inner cavity and then use the mineral that he had found in Egypt to dry the body out. And that mineral was a mix of baking soda and salt, a mineral called natron. And you can actually make some at home if you want. And by making a human mummy, they learned a lot about the process and solved some of the mysteries. One was how much natron you would even need to do this. They ended up needing several hundred pounds of this. Another mystery was how long does it take? It ended up taking them about 70 days or so to make a human mummy. They had to change the natron in a few times, but overall that's about how long it took. And one of the big mysteries that they wanted to solve was when we find an Egyptian mummy today, you can see the very weathered skin. It's usually changed color, gotten a little darker. The hair is very wispy, and the skin is retracted on the face, kind of pulling back like this. And they wanted to know, well, was it the mummification process that had done that? Or the fact that they were sitting in a dry environment in Egypt for thousands of years? And even after 4 or 5 weeks with the human mummy in modern times, they realized that it was the mummification process that was doing this. The person I talked to, they cracked open the crust, looked at the mummy, and he sort of gasped and he said, "Oh my God, this looks exactly like Ramses the Great from Egypt." He was stunned that in just a few weeks, they had recreated an Egyptian-style mummy.